I loosely followed a recipe that I got from this magazine. This is my favorite magazine. Whenever there's a new one, I jump on it because there's just so much information in here that I think is freaking phenomenal. Look at that. It opened up to the page. Um, the hot and sour soup. And something that I wanted to preface, a little side note, if you're not used to eating or drinking apple cider vinegar or like astringent sort of spicy things that are going to hit your stomach like pow, I would recommend you ease into this recipe because I could tell just by tasting it that some people might not, it might not settle in their stomach. Not that it's bad, not that I'm not telling you not to try the recipe. Definitely try it because it was amazing. But just beware that if you're not used to eating or drinking apple cider vinegar, to ease into it or start incorporating apple cider vinegar into your diet. It's wonderful, hello, to make dressings, fantastic to put into things that need a little bit more like salty, savory type flavors. That is fantastic. So like stir fries, like if you're making a little slaw for tacos or something, adding a little apple cider vinegar in there is fantastic. I don't know if actually taking shots of apple cider vinegar in the morning is good for you. I really don't know. There has been things I have read that is for it and against it, just like everything, right? But you do what you do for you, what's best for you. Ease into it. But if you're used to like things that are astringent like that, then you're okay. But it's a little spicy, and I even felt it. Like the next day, I was like, whoa, not to be TMI, but it really like flushed me out, and it was amazing. You really don't know how good your skin and hair can feel, or just how good you can feel when you are completely emptying out your intestines. Our gut is so important to keep clean and healthy. You could exercise all you want, buy the most expensive creams for your skin, and you look good from the outside, but it's you really just covering it up. If you're not taking care of your gut on the inside, your skin is not going to look the best, your hair is not going to look the best, and you're really not going to feel the best. You may look good, but I just know that it's better, especially as us women, as we get older, things just start to happen to your skin, and anything that you can do to help out your skin, I mean, let's do it. Let's keep our liver nice and functioning by giving it good food, but specifically keep your gut healthy by giving it probiotics, lots of fiber, lots of nutrients, drinking water, and ladies, let's cut down on our alcohol consumption. If you're waking up and you're just not feeling refreshed, if you're still feeling a little foggy, like brain fog, really try to cut down on your alcohol consumption. And it's for some of us, it's going to be tough. I know I got into a little moment where I was enjoying my white wine a little bit too much because it was fun. I enjoy having a glass here or there. I love drinking margaritas in the summertime, but when it's cozy and I'm cooking or I'm watching a good movie, I love to sip on a glass of wine. And unfortunately, though, I was probably drinking a little bit more than what I should have. And it's fine. But the thing is that the next day I kept feeling like shit. And I had to be honest with myself and say, you know what? I know you're enjoying this little glass of wine and you think that there's no problem, everything's okay, but I was lying to myself. So I'm asking you to stop lying to yourself. And if you feel like something could be potentially making you feel like shit, change it. And you will see that it is so worth it when you wake up the next day and you're feeling fresh and crisp. You're not snapping at your husband. You are going to work and you're not as much of a bad mood, and you just feel great. You feel like you can function properly. You're not having to chug 10 cups of coffee. Although I am having my cup of coffee. I'm looking outside at this beautiful morning and just breathing in good air and just exhaling and just thinking about how grateful I am for being in this moment, and for everything that's wonderful in my life, and for, things that aren't wonderful in my life. I know that I'm working on it every single day, and it's, all uphill from here. If you don't challenge yourself every day, you get stagnant and you get bored. And that's when we start thinking like, well, what's the purpose? What's the point of this? It's just, my life sucks. Well, maybe you're making it suck. So every day you look at it as either a challenge to learn from, or you just look at it like, well, what's the point? This is useless. There's no meaning to any of it. And that's the wrong way to think. Everything has a purpose in life. Everything is meant to teach you something, and everyone. And you just, like I say, every day you see that mountain and you say, I'm gonna do as much as I can today, but you have to keep on that incline mentality. Okay? Don't stay stagnant. I think I said more than I wanted to, but enjoy that recipe, and that's about it. And I want you to have a good day and kick ass. All right, guys. Bye. So today I felt like having some soup. I feel like I'm the soup lady. Soup is my comfort food, and I feel like it's so nourishing. Every culture and country, I feel like, has their own version of a comfort soup, and I love them all. So today I want to do my version of a sweet and sour soup. I don't typically get it at restaurants anymore because it is made with a beautiful beef or chicken stock, and I can't have that. So I like to try and make it at home and see if it's as good as what I get at these wonderful restaurants. And it has, I never realized how much antibacterial, viral, kicking ass capacity this soup has. So I wanted to share it with you guys, because who doesn't want a nice soup that is also good for your body? So here I'm gonna start off with making my own stock. You just throw in a bunch of veggies into a pot. Right here I have celery, leeks, carrot, onion. I have a bay leaf over there. And I'm also going to add in a whole bunch of garlic. Look at that in there. And then, since I'm not using any animal protein such as chicken or beef, I want to have a lot of depth and just richness to this broth. So I'm gonna give it a little help with adding my favorite bouillon cubes. And you've seen these before on this channel. Those are my favorite ones. I use them all the time. And I'm gonna add those, one of each. And I'm also gonna add some turmeric. So turmeric looks like ginger's cousin. Just has such an amazing anti-inflammatory capacity in this little sucker. So I'm gonna put a nugget into my soup, and this will change the color of your soup. So if you don't like an orangey yellowish tinge to your soups, get over it. Like, turmeric is like fantastic for you. And then here, my trifecta, my favorite herbs. I have some parsley, some dill, love dill, and then some cilantro. Oh, I just love these. So into the pot, and then a whole lot of water. Okay, so I'm just going to stick this on the stove and let it cook for about 30 to 40 minutes until all the nice flavor and nutrients have leached out of all the vegetables and it's to my liking. Okay, so it's gonna take about 30 to 40 minutes. See you in a bit. Okay, so the stock is finished cooking on the stove and it smells and tastes wonderful. So job well done. Okay, so now let's get to the recipe that we're all here for, the sweet and sour soup. And I have a couple of ingredients. I'm sorry you can't see everything. Maybe one day when I grow up, I'll be a better videographer, but for now, you're just gonna have to deal with this low budget, unprofessional tutorial. So let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna get started with sort of the seasoning, the flavoring of this soup. And we're gonna start off with some Aminos, some coconut and Bragg's Aminos. This is actually my favorite thing in the world, so I always have this on hand. And it is going to be 4 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons each of the coconut Aminos and the Bragg's Aminos. I'm doing half and half. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm using apple cider vinegar. So good for your gut health, I hear. But not too much. You shouldn't be drinking too much because this puts a lot of strain on your liver. So sparingly. Don't be chugging this in the morning like everyone's telling you to do. But you know what? Like I always say, this is your journey, so you do what you think is best for you. I need 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. 1, 2, 3. And this is what gives the soup that nice punch. Where's my sesame oil? And I'm using toasted sesame oil because toasted gives it a nice, a richer flavor. 1 tablespoon. 1 in my little measuring cup. Some good old honey. For some sweetness. Oh yeah. And you always want, if you're using honey and oil together in a recipe, and if you can use the oil first in that same vessel, the oil allows the honey to kind of just slide out. Of course, this time it's not working, but that's okay. So this is our concoction. I'm just gonna let this marinate and stew on the side while I fix the rest of my other ingredients. So now I'm gonna start sauteing my aromatics, which is shallots, ginger, and a little bit of chili pepper. Hold on, let me get my shallots. So I have a little bit of oil, and I'm just gonna do maybe like 2 tablespoons. Feel free to use coconut oil, whatever you want to use. Feel free to use whatever you want to use. So here's my shallot. These are 2 shallots sliced. Here I have some minced ginger and 1 serrano chili. I wish I had those long, skinnier chilies, but I just didn't have access to them, and it's kind of a bummer, so I'm just using what I have. But check out this beautiful ginger. God, what a beautiful plant. Okay, so this in the oil. I'm just gonna let that cook until it just starts getting very fragrant. And here I'm just chopping a few different varieties of mushroom. I have some bala mushrooms, some shiitake mushrooms, and some cremini mushrooms. You feel free to use whatever mushroom you like. This is gonna be about 4 cups of mushroom. These are the balas. These are the shiitakes, beautiful little guys. And these are the, I'm sorry, I'm using oyster, not cremini. Beautiful oyster mushrooms. Love them. I'm gonna start sticking them in a pot. Beautiful. smells so good. Feel free to use as many or as little mushrooms as you'd like, but use a lot because you know mushrooms cook down to basically nothing. So I'm also going to add a little bit of more cilantro just because I love the smell and fragrance of this, and the medicinal properties of this too. Amazing. So I'm going to stick them in whole, and then I'm going to pull out the stems when I'm ready to serve. Another nice ingredient that you might not use every day are bamboo shoots. These are crunchy. You can put them in your salad, on stir fries, or in soup. Very nice. So this is what this stock ended up looking like. You can see it's nice, rich in flavor. Smells amazing. It's like about, oh, I don't know, 7 to 8 cups. I'm gonna pour this, half of this into the pot and let it simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so here I am pouring the vegetable stock in. Oopsies. I also added a little bit more liquid aminos, apple cider vinegar, a little lime, some chili sauce. Love it, it's my favorite. And then that sauce that I made earlier, I'm going to be pouring that into the soup. And look how beautiful that looks. Oh, this soup is just smelling so amazing. I love it. So here I'm going to be mixing a little tapioca flour. Sorry, I'm munching on a mushroom just to taste it, and it's so good. So I'm going to be mixing a little bit of tapioca flour with some of the reserved vegetable stock, and I'm just making a little slurry to thicken up that soup because hot and sour soup has like that thick velvety consistency, and that tapioca flour is going to do the trick. So here I'm just mixing it, and then I'm going to be pouring it in the reserved vegetable stock, and then I'm going to be swirling that up, and then I'm going to be throwing that into the pot to thicken up. So here I'm whisking 2 large eggs and getting them nice and fluffy. And then I'm going to be pouring them slowly into the pot and then whisking them with my fork. And you want to do this on a low flame. You don't want the soup to be bubbling because you just don't want to over scramble your eggs. So I'm just pouring slowly and then whisking it with my fork, and it's just giving it this nice velvety, creamy consistency, and it's just so beautiful to watch. It's amazing. Okay, so this soup came out wonderful. Something that you definitely want to have if you are battling with a little cold or flu. This is just so full of amazing vitamins, antioxidants, just kick-ass anti-inflammatory things, deliciousness that you just want to have in your life. Guys, oh, I just can't. You can't see it. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll show you a little clip of what it looks like, but I need to take a little slurp because I don't want it to Oh, tip over. And I had to let it cool off a little bit because I can't really have soup when it's like steaming hot. I can't do that to my poor esophagus. But I did want to have a little taste test with you because I need to tell you that this is the real deal and you need to make this soup pronto. Yeah. Nothing beats making something at home and enjoying it at home and knowing exactly what's going into your food. It's amazing. Bless you, puppy. Do you need some of this? Are you getting a little cold? The bamboo shoots stay nice and crunchy. The differences in texture between the mushrooms and the bamboo shoots are a wonderful combination. I did add just a smidge more liquid aminos and apple cider vinegar. I also added some of that chili sauce that I love. I love that sauce. Yeah. Yeah. This will definitely take away any illness that you have. This is definitely 2 thumbs up.